We at AMCA have been on this journey now for less than 2 years, and we see BIM as a main core element of improving productivity within the construction industry. It is quite compelling, and as recently as Tuesday, as Australian, there was an article there on how we could improve our productivity within this country. It's also interesting to note that the Disney Corporation in the States, where we came back from recently, the Disney Group in the States have adopted BIM totally as a way forward for productivity gains and have achieved construction savings as a result. It is also interesting that they are one of the few clients who actually supply the BIM manager on their projects. What is the state of play with respect to the BIM IPD situation? Well, most large projects are now being specified to include delivery of an as-built BIM model. Although there is some confusion with the situation at the moment, it's very important to note, for those that don't know, that 3D is not BIM. And also we've noticed in recent times that there have been some projects within the country that have started as a BIM situation but have not finished that way. I think it's only a matter of time before that doesn't happen, but a number of the jobs are starting and they think they know what they're doing, but they get halfway through it and it hasn't achieved it. It's also very important that the head contractor takes the lead role in being the BIM manager in our industry. It's not good enough for it all just to be handed back to the AMCA or the mechanical contractor in this situation. It's very important that the responsibility remains with the head contractor. The focus is rapidly moving to leveraging the model data content to support construction delivery, and this is where the real advantage is coming from. The BIM map IPD capability is becoming a clear point of difference in the marketplace. It's unfortunate, but contractors may miss out on tenders if not BIM map Oz compliant, and I believe this is the case in some projects. The BIM map Oz is providing direction and clarity to our industry by enabling practical applications of standards, solution, tools and workflows. As an aside to this, it is helping with the quality of documentation. The CSIRO has reported that poor documentation adds 11% to the construction costs within our industry. I only wish that the clients or the end user would understand that good documentation means much more competitive tendering. For 10 to 15 years now, this industry has put up with very poor documentation, and we're all hoping that the BIM map Oz initiative helps to address that situation. What's been our charter? Well, to maintain commitment and investment to our industry reform agenda. This includes in excess of $100,000 of hard AMCA dollars and at least $400,000 of in-kind contributions from contractors and consultants. A lot of those are here today and I'd like to thank all of them. They know who they are. Sadly, not for lack of trying from the AMCA in our visits to Canberra and Spring Street here, but sadly none forthcoming from any government agency so far as contributing any funds to the initiative. We've developed standards, workflows and best practice guidelines, and we've broadened the initiative to include all services. And we appreciate the support of all the other trades, and particularly the suppliers that are here today in particular our friends from the electrical sector who have been great supporters of the initiative right the way through. We've got to the stage now where we want to translate conceptual theories and complex technology into practical industry capability, which is really what this forum is about today. Some months ago we discussed that it was about time that the next forum went from conceptual to actual, and I'm sure that today you'll see that that's about to happen. What have we achieved since the last forum? Well, we've built an engagement across all levels of government and industry to ensure that the BIM initiative ultimately becomes the key platform for building services, design, delivery and FM throughout this industry. And thanks to the Department of Defence who are here today and the major projects that are here today, they have been there with us. So thank you for your attendance. We've established a formal software management committee to fast-track development. We've developed best-of-breed foundation standards and specifications, which is incredibly important. We've released the BIM map Oz Autodesk Rivet template add-in. And we've done that via the road shows where a number of the guys here have been around Australia, travelling all over the place, and we've showcased that to 500 people throughout Australia. It was also shown at ARBS this year as well. We've developed and piloted BIM MEPOS 101 training, and I believe that there are some 101 attendees here today, so thank you for coming. And of course, we've got a great website up and running now. The agenda today. Well, we've got a number of speakers, but I would particularly like to thank Peter Barter for coming down, and for our two keynote speakers, Mr Cheng Tai Fat and Dr Alistair McDonald. Cheng is the Group Director of Singapore Building and Construction Authority. I've had a preview of his talk, and I think you'll find it riveting. Our other keynote speaker is Dr Alistair McDonald, Director of Strategic Innovation, Balfour Beatty Group. Thank you to him as well. And thanks to all our showcase sponsors for their support today, and a special thanks to Sumit and Warwick Stannis. And I know we keep saying this, but without these two guys, and I don't know, people probably aren't aware, but without these two guys, the additional hours that they put in over the last 2 years, this initiative, it just wouldn't have happened. They have been the constant through the whole journey. So again, on behalf of all AMCA people and all of the industry, I'd really like to commend Warwick and Sumit for their help. Again, I repeat, and I've done this in the last few places that I've spoken to, I repeat, people have asked me for years why they should be a member of AMCA. Well, it's obvious to me, but if it's not to you. If it was not for AMCA and its members, this initiative would not have happened. Clear fact. So have a great forum today, and I hope everyone gets a lot out of it. Thank you very much.